Hey everyone, this is I1, letter I, number 1. It's definitely a different screen than you've seen before. This one is my Google. People would most likely be looking up here to see what I have here. If you're wondering, broadband speed is self-explanatory. DuckDuckGo, I was told, was a new, better searching system. I got it there. I haven't really used it, but I figured it was worth at least saving. Maybe one day it might come up. Uglies. Uglies is, for those who are electricians out there, they know what Uglies is. This is basically online Tetris, right? So if you want to take a look at that, it's TETR.io. Dueling Books. That's a fun one. Dueling book, not books. No S at the end. No S, just book. Dueling Book, right, is Yu-Gi-Oh! Online. And it's free. You get to put together all the cards you want. You don't have to earn any cards or anything like that. Search it, put it into your deck. The catch is, in order to play, it's very manual. Think of it like a tabletop simulator. And but it's still great, and they have incorporated a lot of functions to it that make it easier to play. All right. Then there's MetaZoo, and then the rule book for MetaZoo. MetaZoo is something that was created by other card champions from like Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh, and stuff like that. And they said they wanted to put together a pretty good card game themselves. It's interesting. There's also a couple fourth wall breaking situations, which I think is really cool. Shout out to Jesse, my friend Jesse. You've seen her on here. Scry emo. She is top 10. She is in the top 10, and I'm not talking like number 10 or number 9, like somewhere in the middle, closer to 5. Up there. Okay, devastating. Really good too. And MetaZoo, this online. You know what? I don't even want to talk about it. I'm gonna click everything here. This is what we're gonna do today, right? These 3 are boring, so we're just gonna click this. All right. I1. Join. Add. Go F yourself. Look, a patch. Cool. Nah. That is loud. That is loud. After I just spent this whole time whispering. Wow. That was so loud. Too loud. All right. Well, here you can see solo multiplayer, right? And it's just like Tetris. And the cool thing is, if you do it right, you can set up your remote. I'm pretty sure I have my remote set up here. Let me check. Let's run a real quick game, right? Do a quick 40. But let me just make sure my controls are set up. They don't look like they are. That's sad. That is very sad. And let me I got this other thing as well that I have to be careful with. I have this software for my remote so I can have it as different buttons, but when it's on, it's counterproductive. Yeah, you see, I just turned it off. You can see the bottom right. I honestly don't feel like going through this. I don't know why it's not saved. Let's just start. I don't know if any of the buttons will work, but I'm gonna give it a shot. It says Xbox controller connected. Oh, really? It almost works. How does down work but nothing else? Well, it looks like more than just down works. This is off, right? Yeah, this is off. So at that point, I don't know what to do. Wait, can I not leave? I can't leave. Yes, leave. Whoa, left the whole thing. All right, well, you know what? I'm done with that anyway. Right? It's Tetris. You saw, it really is. It's great. I love it. When you play with your friends, I'm pretty sure the blocks are the same. I don't think they're different. So it's real like friendly. It's real like competitive and fair. Very much fair. Let's open up Dueling Book. There goes the intro. You can skip the intro if you ever want to. I won. Here is my deck. Now this is a 60 card deck. You wouldn't normally see me with a 60 card deck, but like this is my fun deck. This is the deck that I put together because I want to have fun. So I'm not looking for efficiency. I'm looking for fun, right? Evenly match, solemn judgment, solemn strike. A couple of these back to the front, which pulls it out from the graveyard, as well as Call It a Haunted. And you have the bottomless trap hole, which banishes, which is a big reason why I run it. Like some of these cards I run very specific because evenly match, it banishes. You know, it sends it face down even. You know, and bottomless banishes as well. I also like to interrupt summons because like when when I'm up against a pendulum deck and you can catch that pendulum summon, you can send everything to the graveyard instead of to the extra deck, which is huge for me. Dragon Spirit of White banishes spells and trap cards. Divine Dragon Lord Felgran banishes dragons, creatures, whether they're on the field or in the graveyard. You can banish but then return a Galaxy Eye. So like this is a very interesting combo. Like one of my favorite combos in here is Dragoonity. I don't know if that's how you say the name. It just looks like Dragoonity. Dragoonity. It's like Unity, Dragoonity. I don't know. Anyways, when this card hits the field, right, from the graveyard, not when it from the just the graveyard, hand or graveyard. When it's special summoned from the hand or graveyard, you're able to target a card in your graveyard. Wait, hold on. I almost forgot. I'm forgetting. All right. You can special summon this card from your hand or graveyard by removing from play one face-up monster. No, that's not. When this card is sent to the graveyard. All right. When this card is sent to the graveyard by opponent's card effect, you can select one of your monsters that were equipped to this card when it was sent to the graveyard and special summon. No, that's after the fact. All right, here we go. When this card is normal or special summon, you can select one dragon monster in the graveyard and equip it to this card. So as soon as this card is normal and special summon onto the field, right? You can target something in your graveyard. Now, my target is Arcbrave, right? Once this hits the field, it attaches Arcbrave into the spell and trap card zone. Then, when it dies, that other effect kicks in, right? And you can special summon Arcbrave. If it was a spell or trap card, of course. I don't think it counts when it's like opponent's card effect. So if it was a card effect and it was sent to the graveyard by a card effect, and it doesn't have to be destroyed, just sent to the graveyard, which is a wide amount, a wide net there. But if it just gets destroyed and both of them goes to the graveyard, well, Arcbrave's ability pops, which Arcbrave, when it's sent there, like last turn, during the standby phase, if it was sent there last turn, you can target a 7 or 8 dragon type and special summon it. So you target Dragoon, right? This hits the field, targets Arcbrave, boom, they die, go to the graveyard, Arcbrave pops, summons that, targets Arcbrave, and it just goes around and around. You can see how much fun that is. And for the hand traps, I got Honest because all my dragons are light, except for like these two, of course, these three, but that's fine. Their use is beyond just their attribute. I mean, come on, darkness, you gotta run a darkness in the dragon deck. So Honest is huge. Plus, a lot of my cards down here are light as well. They're light and dark, but a lot of them are light. You know, you got over here, you see Cyber Dragon Infinity. That's created by Galaxy Soldier, which takes any light monster, which all my cards are light monsters, especially a few of them like White Stone and Arcbrave, which their abilities activate in the graveyard. You throw White Stone to the graveyard, and you can, at the end of your turn, you can special summon either White Stone, Dragon Spirit of White, or Blue Eyes. You know, so either target something that is in the spell and trap card zone, or put a beat stick on the field, which is great. And 25 is not something to scuff at either. And of course, you know, Ghost Ogre, just a general destruction card. Like, I know I can't stop something from happening, but at least I can make sure it's not still there after the fact. And right here, number 97, that's one of my favorite ones. I like that one. That one helps me bring this one out because you get to target other dragon numbers, which these are dragon numbers, and I would target number 107 as material and then put Neo on top. Its effect can then proc, and then you can also detach that or detach that to activate its effect, or tribute two other monsters so it can attack 3 times. So like, it needs this as an attachment for the attack ability, but then you can also detach it to just negate effects. And then they just got a mixture of other cards that just are instant helpers, right? Big Eyes, instant helper. Hope deals with magic cards. Overlord here is just a spot remover. This is a spot remover beat stick, you know, which is just like a step up from any of these other guys if I really wanted to. Another spot remover without targeting. I think this one's just send one card your opponent controls to the graveyard. It just doesn't target, so it gets around a lot. These two guys are here because of White Stone. Work very well. Of course, the classic Black Luster Soldier. I was going to say Buster Blader. Black Luster with his effects. Awesome. All right. What else do I have here? I have a Red Eyes deck because I have to have a Red Eyes deck. This one's chip damage, though. That's the goal for this one, right? Because when this hits the field, right, which is involving Meteor B Dragon, which I have this card as replacement of Meteor B, And what this does is when it hits the field, you send one red eyes from your deck or your hand, but mostly from your deck to the graveyard, and you do half its original. So the highest I can do in this deck is Red Eyes Darkness, which is at 28, so it does 14 damage, right? And if this card is sent from Monster Stone to the graveyard, you can target one normal monster in your graveyard, special summon it. So it replaces itself when it dies. 3,500 is a big beat stick, but I also got cards like this, which I can target cards like that, Red Eyes cards, and do that much damage to my opponent. So as soon as it hits the field, it does 14. Then if I were to activate this, that's 35. So that's 40, 50. That's 50,000 right there. That's 50,000 damage right out the gate. Does half or full? Yeah, it does the original attack. And then to top it all off, we have Red Eyes Burn, which when a Red Eyes is destroyed by battle, so this card is destroyed by battle, I could target that card and do its original attack to me and then to my opponent. So 3,500 to me, 3,500 to my opponent. We just did 5,000. 35 plus 5,000 is over 8,000. We can get one turn AFK and my opponent doesn't even get the chance to go. Well, technically, because the trap card has to be activated on my opponent's turn. They get one turn. But still, during their turn, I can win after my first turn. Which, would you call that first turn? I wouldn't call that first turn win. Not really. And, fun little cards there. I got other things, but they're not really viable or good. I have a pendulum deck, a very interesting concept I had with a pendulum deck, which are all normal monsters, right? That can be drawn by Common Charity. Common Charity, Heart of the Underdog. This will help me draw. Every time I draw a normal monster, I draw another normal monster. This will help me take normal monsters out my graveyard and put them into my hand in case something happens. And we got Reload, which allows me to just shuffle. Add all cards into your hand. And the best part about this is if you do this, because it's quick play. So at the beginning of your turn, during your draw phase, when you draw a card, if it's not a normal monster, you activate this card, Reload. And then you end up drawing your entire hand again. And if you draw at least one normal monster, guess what? This will then trigger, right? Same thing with this, it's the same idea. When you're during your draw phase, activate this if I do not get the card that I need. And look, the picture is the same person. So I think it was meant to work out like that. I think that's where they were going with the idea. And of course, it's Exodia with the pendulum background, though. Not pendulum. Pentagon background. Gotta do it. It's the best one. It's weird if you look at this. I just noticed that the stars behind all the other pieces, but not the head. The head is behind it. It's weird, right? So if you hold the star up, the star right here, I don't know. It's weird. Whatever. Who cares? Anyways, I had a pretty good idea going here. I use a lot of Xyz for 4. So a lot of these are 4s, which is fine because I can use this to pull them out the graveyard. I got synchro monsters. Where is there it goes. So this is my normal 4-star tuner monster with 1900 attack, and it's not even a pushover, which is amazing. Scrap Dragon, and blasting. A lot of fun ones here. That's a Good little pendulum deck. I'm not big on pendulum, but I thought this was a clever little thing I could do with it. Here's a fun deck. Mill out. Make my opponent mill. Morphing jars. Got the jars. Gotta have the morphing jars in here. Needleworm classic. Present card, which your opponent discards their entire hand and draw 5 cards. So if you get them at the beginning, and you can catch them with like 6 cards at one good time. Or same thing with Trickstar, make them banish and then which is worse because they have to banish their cards and then draw whatever they banish if you catch that early. I got cards that let my cards flip up and flip down. So things like Needleworm will be able to activate a couple times. Soul Levy, which makes a mill every time they special summon, which Yu-Gi-Oh! These days, that's all you can do. Book of Eclipse makes everyone face back down, right? And then at the end, my opponent draws 5 cards. Like, if it's getting my opponent to just draw like mad cards. It doesn't really work on links, unfortunately. Link cards are the new problem for this deck, but I made this deck long before links came out. So it's not like I'm going to give a shit. And these don't matter. I don't summon any of these. These cards are here strictly for this, so that I can draw 2 cards. It's my Pot of Greed that works perfectly because I don't use any of this. These do involve like mill, and I don't see a situation where I would be able to pull a card out of my deck and my extra deck and use it. But if I ever have that opportunity, now I can pick out something that I know would actually be very useful. All right, and that's really it. There is one more thing. My level 10 deck. This is like the only deck that I would ever use that is honestly like name base, because like the trains are a train deck. Like that's the kind of thing that they are. It is a train deck. As you can see, a lot of the train cards are in here. This is the closest I would ever get to like putting a deck together based on like one card name or one card type. You know, like the Cosmos, like those are like a name card, right? And you make a whole deck based around the Cosmo cards. But like I don't do things like that. I like to have like a mix deck, little here, little there. And you can see like I got Ash Blossom and Ghost Ogre. Like it's a fun deck. It really is, and it's devastating. You can do a lot of damage right away. We got the spiders in here, which is possible. The cannon, of course. The rail cannon, of course. Just great deck. I love it to death, and I'll take on anybody. All right, well, there goes that. What else do I got here? This is new, right? We'll come back to this though. Who doesn't know about these 3, right? This is my channel. Udemy is where I go to learn my programming skills, which I ran into a huge problem with because the lessons that I had purchased many years ago, they have resources in them that I cannot use, which is sad, which means I have to use other things in order to continue the lessons. But because they're not associated with the way it was done, I'm unable to do anything with them, and I have to then figure out the coding that would go with the things I am using. Like for instance, there's a power up that they're using, and for them it's an actual power up, a 2D picture. But for me, I have to put something like a sphere, which then changes a lot of the programming because one is 2D, the other one's 3D. And I have to find that middle ground on how to make the thing happen, whether or not it's 2D or 3D. But that's part of learning, that is. It's a headache, but putting my time into it, right? That's all you can do. Chat GPT. I don't know if you guys know about this, but it is one of the greatest things I've ever seen. right? So you ask ChatGPT any question. I think you get like 3 questions a day, right? And you can ask it like, it's an AI that you can just legit talk to, and it can answer your questions. You know, think I don't know if anybody's gonna know what I'm gonna talk about, but there's a movie called AI. It's called AI, and there's a virtual Dr. Einstein who, God bless his soul, was played voiceovered by Robin Williams, I believe, and it's essentially like that. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, go to YouTube and look at it. What else? Oh yeah, of course, this guy. This is Risk. All right. I don't know if you guys out there have ever played Risk. I'm never like, I like Risk because I remember it back in the day, but I never really understood all of it. But then like the guys were playing this, so I started playing this, and now I understand, and I have a grand old time playing this game, right? So there goes my enemy, there goes me, right? And I get 5 armies, right? So you see the gray area is mine. I chose the gray color, classic, right? Gray. So I'm always gonna look like the default area, and my enemy is pink. The AI is pink, right? I put all 5 on this one right here, but I don't have to, right? You can put it here, 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 here. You can see this little plus sign allows you to deploy them, and this allows you to move them. Now, in this mode, you can't undo it. In the other modes that we usually play with, me and the guys, honestly, it's better. It's so much better. It has fog as well, which you'll see later, I guess. If you wanted to fight, attackers are at a disadvantage of 0.6. What does that mean? Well, you don't have to think too much, because over here in the bottom left, analyze attack. On the left-hand side is what is needed to overcome what's on the right-hand side. You're at a disadvantage of a 0.6. So if you need 10 to take out 6. All right. So if I wanted to take this spot, and you can see the yellow box, that's their recommendation, right? Because they're telling you it will only take 3 armies to take this spot. Boom. And then you commit. Then you watch it unfold. Right? So I went there. My opponent went there. Okay? So now I got to move towards them because I have this area. You see that? All of that is mine. And therefore, I got more armies. 10, 5. Okay? When my opponent takes these 2, they'll then be given 2 extra armies, making their 5, 7. Okay? Now, I have the advantage. And by the time I get over here, I'm not going to be able to take this or anything like that. So the smart thing to do, right, is to just move everyone over here and cut them off so they can't spread. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to do 6 there. 6 there. 7, 8. Let me do 7 and 7. All right. So this is where you start. I would start to spread the army. Now I took the sound off, but if I were to put the sound on, I forgot where the settings are. Ah, did I take it off of my settings in possibly. Let's try that. Nope, no I didn't. Okay. So I did something with the sound here. Anyways, my voice is good enough. All right. So we got 3 3 3 3, right? Let's make this 6. He can move here, he's gonna move there, and he's gonna move there. And they're gonna move there. I got 5 more. Right? He looks like he has a 5 here. So let's put 3 here and 2 here. Okay? And let's start the migration. Now, of course, I could go much harder. Instead of going down here towards Africa, I could have just gone stronger over here, ignoring this over here, and just having big numbers to face my opponent. But I'm not looking to rush too hard. I'm showing you like the smarter way to play. You don't want to just go ham in one direction. You want a little bit of spread and try to claim as much land as you can. All right, I can do 2 here, and 2, and 1 2 here. So they're not going to be able to push, because in order for them to overcome, they could overcome my 7s. Oh well, they're going to overcome my 7s. Who was weaker at the time? I think this was the weaker one. So I think they're gonna try to go for this, and if they are, I'm gonna try to cut them off at the path. So I'm shift my entire squad over here. They went for that one instead. No, they spread it out a little. Okay, now I got 13. We're gonna shift you over here, I guess. And let's try to overcome this one. In fact, if you come over here, you see on the right hand side, I can click the orders. Right? You can rearrange them. I'm gonna bring this one down here. The double arrow brings them straight down. Right? One arrow brings them up one, or brings them up or down by 1. I'm gonna let those 2 hit first, and let's see what happens there. And let's get into that fight. Then we need to start heading this way. So they went for the hit. I was able to hold them off. Nah, they took a big hit there, but so did I. Like I said, if I wanted to win, I would have not taken Africa and just brought the numbers over here. Honestly, I'm just chilling at this point. So they can do 7. Right, so let's say they put all 7 right here. No, or all 7 right here. That's 10. Okay, that's the better move. So the first thing I'm going to do is provide cover for my guys, right? And then we can see what happens after that. So there goes that. And there goes that. Spreading the pain. And they can't break out. So now we got them cut off. There's nowhere for them to go. I need to claim the rest of this area, right? So I'm going to put the rest here. And we're going to have 3 going back here. Yeah, we're going to have 3 going back there, but we're going to move the arrangement in that. I'd rather the 7 pushes forward. Okay. Yeah. They got through. They got through. See, that's what you got to do. You got to try to aim for the center so you have places to run. So now they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 places that they can target, right? So this is cut off. We can call this one a win on this area because they're not going to be able to push a 13 out of nowhere. So let's surround this person. Oh, that one doesn't reach? Oh, well, that's sad. Okay. So 7 will bring it down, and now it's not strong enough to take on anywhere. So it would be overcome. I take that spot, and that's basically it. I mean, there's nothing else that can be done at this point. Oh, man, I could have put this one for this as well. Oh, well, it happens. Yeah, instead of putting all of them here, I should have put it so I can take that spot and get 7 at the end. Oh, well, too bad, so sad. And there it goes. Risk in a nutshell. Well, Warzone in a nutshell. God bless these guys. They did an amazing game. You can see how your progress went with the creation of your armies. You can see where you started effing up somewhere, right? So we were basically alongside each other the whole time. This was when we fought right here, and we canceled each other out. Right around here. That's when that came up. But once that happened, I was in the advantage because I had armies. You know, I can have that fight. You know, they couldn't. Anyway, that's that, right? We got multiplayer over here, which and this is funny because like when I signed up, my name is I1. Apparently, there's other I1s on the field, I1, and there's people who keep adding me into a fight, and it's weird because like I don't know these people. This person looks like they figured it out. It says view final turn. Close. Yeah, final turn was end it right away. So how do I... finish versus AI. So to go back to my single player, or is this like, no. So that's me going up against an AI. That's funny. So these are just open games. These are cool. Look at that. Gotta love it. This is another person. They've been waiting for me, so let me just surrender here. Yeah, there you go. Finish versus AI. I guess it would do the fight, but like an AI point of view. That's cool too. That's really cool. So single player. Single player is just different versions, different clever ideas. Right, do you want to resume your previous game? Yes. Right. So you can see how these are set up. The lines is called fog, so that makes it so that I can't see what's going on. Right. So my opponent could be maneuvering all over here, and you can see there's at least 2 other AI. So there's 2 people moving around, and I don't know how much they got. They don't know how much I got until we get right here. You see, this gray is mine, so you can see everything around you. I can see that one, and that one, because those are the ones I can attack. Therefore, I can see them. When you get next to your opponent, or your opponent gets next to you, it'll make them visible, and it'll show the color as well. So if they were like right here and I was right here, it'll be red. All right, well, let's see. What else do I have? I think that's it. That was a very, very weird video today here. Like, I'm probably going to do some regular stuff after this, but, I kind of felt like just doing this real quick. And it was fun. Fun for me. Hope it wasn't too boring for everybody else. I know the sound is kind of a little, like, boring. I wish I could have music in the background. Some lo-fi music, Shout out to anyone that will just let me use their music for free in the background. If you are like a lo-fi artist and you're listening to this, and you'll just allow me to use lo-fi music, your lo-fi music in the background, I would really appreciate that. It would truly be a treat, I think, for everybody if there's just some music in when I'm playing games like this, or even like I play card games and stuff like that. Like I'm not a big fan of listening to stuff like that. You know what I could do? No, I wouldn't be able to do that. I was gonna like listen to music on my own and just tell you guys what I'm listening to. So if you guys want to listen along, you can listen along. But I wouldn't be able to play the music on my computer, which is where I would be listening to music, without it popping up on the recording, because it would record what I have running. I could probably specify what it's recording, other than just the mic. The mic is one thing, but the desktop is another. Maybe I can alter like the audio. It's a lot of work. Either way, this was fun. Check out my Van Gogh, right? This was fun and exciting. I had fun. I hope you guys did too. I'm going to go and start recording maybe a card game, Magic, and go from there. So I'm going to end this one. See you guys in the next one. Have a good one.